What is the Kimberley Kube Adventure Camper?
Some of the key features that we've got is, there's diesel-powered hot water system on every single unit that we build. There's airbag suspension. There's disc brakes, independent swing arm suspension that we've got inside there. We've got the big stainless steel kitchens. We got lithium batteries as standard in everything that we do. We got the big wide open windows on the double glazed windows in opening all the way around. We've got the inside living with the Korean bench tops. So once again, the themes that you'll see right the way throughout the range, we've actually all put into the Kube.
A little bit from the inside living and the camper trailer kitchen.
Absolutely, yeah. So a bit of a blend of what it is, and that kitchen's straight out of the camper trailer, right? It's something that's worked for many, many years, and something that we did want to keep an eye on. It is, as I say, it's pretty different to a lot of the other teardrop campers out there. But there's reasons behind that, and they might not always be obvious right in front of you, but there's a lot of thought to the madness and what and why we're doing. And some of its functionality, some of its form, some of its buildability, but a big part of it is we're listening to the customers.
It is keeping really clean lines, because that's something that's always been there.
Putting these on the road, Shana, it's I cannot emphasize how amazing it's been and how many heads it's turned over the last week or so as we've been road testing a few bits and pieces. So we've now had them on the road for probably a couple of months, but definitely then they didn't have any decals. Nobody knew what they were. It was just this white big something driving down the road. But now that we've got the decals on, we've got the KK DNA inside it.
Stone protection at the front. It really, really trims it up nice.
Absolutely. And it's, one thing we just can't overemphasize is full off-road capability. We're super excited about it. We can't wait for SEQ to start putting them out in front of the customers. Best way you guys can support us is coming in, having a chat to Shane and the crew at SEQ Campers, supporting Aussie brands. We're out there, we're making them here. This is your guys' product. It's an adventure camper. We're gearing them up for biking, mountain biking. We're gearing them up for surfers, fishermen. We can put some smaller tinnies on the roof of them. Come in and see you guys. The Kube that we've got here is very different to everything out there. It's full composite, KK DNA straight out of our playbook, which is no clutter at eye level, huge open windows around the bed, a lot of living space inside. So it is a bed on wheels, but there's a lot of space inside. We're probably the only product in this whole market that has a king-size bed in a micro camper.
Wow. And off-road, full
off-road in what we're doing. So the whole of the body is a monocoque single mold composite, which is exactly the same as the Caravan. It's all vacuum infused, so we have that extra lightweight. We've got some KK DNA that we are using recycled plastics in all of our formwork. So we don't just use the XPS foam. We actually use a PET, which is recycled plastic. And that's in the floor base and all in the walls. So we get that strength, we get the longevity of what the product is. And then we've obviously got, this is actually our camper trailer chassis.
Okay.
So this chassis has been around for 30 years.
This is the extreme camper.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So it's all independent trailing arm suspension.
Airbags, I see.
Airbag suspension, which is once again our DNA. Disc brakes is standard, which is once again our DNA. And then we're running the KK shock absorbers.
I cannot tell you now, doing a lot of products in the last 5 years, that when the drum breaks and you try and pull that handbrake and it doesn't stop, and just pushing it around the yard, it's harder to push. It just doesn't flow as smoothly. And I look at that, how much is that going to add a micro camper with disc brakes that has no drag?
Absolutely. And you'll take a look at our aerodynamics. I got an engineer in the USA involved in the design of this. So it was a guy that I knew out of the automotive industry, and in my Ford days, we took a look at it and we said, okay, well, we want the most aerodynamic camper you can possibly build.
But you need the headroom.
With the headroom, and this is all the key stuff that we wanted. As you'll know, Kimberley's got some really, really definitive shape. We are very distinctive in what we do, why we do what we do. All of our furniture internally is alloy, so that's keeping the weight down. So this whole unit behind us here, our top of the range unit comes in about 1,200 kilos. So it's the same weight as what our Platinum camper was.
With a fridge, with a bed, with an awning and a big kitchen.
Absolutely. Big stainless steel kitchen out the side. I've still got a key driver with all of my guys at the factory is less moving parts, drop the weight. Less moving parts, drop the weight. So my task to the engineers there is out of that kitchen, I want you to find 5 kilos. Out of the front cabinets, I want you to find 2 kilos. And everybody goes, in the grand scheme of things, 1.2 tons. Where does that go? But it's every little bit adds up, right?
And I've seen it, and people have asked me for years, now doing Kimberleys for 10 years, that why is there a circle cut out of that frame? Why are things cut out, And it was just to save weight.
Yeah.
I've seen it for years now, saving weight.
Correct, yes. Definitely. So like on all of those sizes there is we will look for weight wherever we can, but we won't compromise on buildability and strength of what we're doing. Interesting statistic on this particular unit here, which is we're running the same suspension across our whole range.
Yeah.
So the swing arms on these units here are actually capable of taking 2.9 tons.
Like an S-Class, like the big cruisers. Wow.
Yeah. So we could actually put 2 campers on top of each other on the same suspension.
Wow.